Hey y'all, welcome to the Walk for Change short.
Hey, my name is Glenn Keeling. How are you doing today? I'm joined with Nita Watson today. How are you?
I'm great. How are you, Glenn?
I am good. Care to tell us a little bit about you, just really quick?
Well, I have a 501c3 nonprofit organization, and we work in the reentry industry. We help people coming out of prison to get back on their feet and realize a second chance. Our main focus right now, though, is expungements and certificates of rehabilitation, things that need to be addressed immediately as soon as they are eligible so that they can start working and get loans and apartments and different things to,
Well,
get back on track.
right. Well, that's really, really super important, especially the reentry.
Oh,
I
yes.
want to touch on that because, listen, these guys, especially plant prisoners, I'm, any nonviolent prisoner that returns to society returns labeled as a felon. And we understand and we know that trying to get anywhere in life having a felony charge is, I mean, people just, they're just not going to do it, and they're just being set up to fail. And so
Exactly.
these reentry programs are very, very important. It helps them with housing. I want to talk, a lot of these guys that coming out don't have a lot of family, because they've been in there for a long time,
Yeah,
and people go on with their lives, and that's just, and it happens. It really does happen to a lot of these guys, and having a place for them to go, especially after leaving, these halfway houses and these step over programs, um, a foot into society, back into society, is absolutely important, and it gives them, some self, awareness of being, able to work, to be able to have a home, be able to have a life, beyond that felony, label, and that absolutely sucks.
absolutely.
You go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say that that's what makes the work that we're doing together, which has been so rewarding so far. I'm really having a great time because this organization and the Walk for Change and all the other organizations that have joined hands in this endeavor, it's about human rights and restoring human rights. So many of us are in prison for long periods of time for nonviolent crimes, as you stated earlier. It's so unfair, but it is what it is. And so that's why we are working so diligently to try to make a difference so that when they do come home, they have options. We are working with Joe Grumbine. We're going to sit down and we're going to put together a program so that men and women that are coming out of prison can go directly to work and not have to wait these long probation and parole periods, before they can get their lives back on track. And like you said earlier, it's just so unfortunate because when they come home, they don't have a lot of options. Some have been in there so long, their parents are gone. It's just really, it's amazing what they suffer as a result of these long prison times for nonviolent crimes. And so
Right.
that's the unfair part.
Right. And it's not just so much as getting back to society and having, a job and everything. It's also, working towards expungement because, a low level, a felony, a nonviolent offense, hanging on your record, and they don't care, people aren't going to say, sit down and talk with you all and be friends and be like, hey, so what happened? Tell me a story. They're going to see the felony and they're not going to, it's not going to matter. So we need to work towards and expunging that
Yes,
and
sir.
getting those low level crimes, especially cannabis, erased. Because
Especially.
I mean, there's guys still sitting in prison, in jail, getting arrested in these legal states that have programs, whether it be recreational or whether it be medical. However, there's still people facing time and going to jail,
Absolutely.
and so we need to correct those, and those are things that we need to stop happening. And once they do happen, we need to correct that and get them erased off of their records so they can have a complete life back and be and feel um, human. Because being under a felony, um, it does kind of take something away from you. Um, and that's a sad thing, and it's sad and harsh, to deal with. And um, these programs that you go in to set up are absolutely wonderful, to give them, a step back into society and give them access and avenues on ways to get those done. Um,
Yes.
how can it, if somebody's watching, how can they get a hold of or look at something that you're involved with currently to be able to help with?
Well, I do have a website. The name of my organization is Free Indeed Reentry Project Incorporated. And we definitely, our whole heart is toward people being able to be made whole. And so I have a website. It's freeindeedreentry.org. Please feel free to visit. There is all the contact information there to be able to reach us. Our phone number, our email address, everything is right there on the website. And fortunately for us here in California, so many laws have changed and so many things are happening by way of easing some of these harsh laws that, have us in mass incarceration for low-level offenses and non-violent crimes. So by all means, visit the website, and I will be happy to talk to you no matter what part of the country you live in. We're a 501c3, so we are federally exempt tax organization. We can work with anyone in the United States. So give us a call and we'll talk.
Right on. And again, you can always go over to the humansolutioninternational.org to find out other organizations and other things, how you can help with these programs and finding out how you can be part of the solution. Nita, I thank you very much for joining us today. You
Thank you,
have a
Lynn.
wonderful day.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you.
And remember, it's www.walk4change.us.